And at least 29 people, including children, have been killed in an artillery strike on a displaced persons camp in northeast Myanmar near the Chinese border. This attack has been described as one of the deadliest attacks in the 63-year-long conflict in Kachin state. Kachin officials say the armed forces have scaled up attacks over the past year because of growing Kachin support for other insurgent groups fighting the military government. The exiled National Unity government has blamed the junta for the attack on the camp, describing it as a war crime against humanity. Meanwhile, Junta's spokesman, Major General Int'l, has denied the military was behind the attack. Recall that much of Myanmar has been embroiled in a wider civil war since a 2021 military coup displaced the country's elected government. Let's return to our coverage of the Israel-Palestine conflict. I'm joined now by Director, International Institute of Human Heritage, Rasheed Attah. I asked earlier what you make of the magnitude of humanitarian crisis the world is having to deal with the huge numbers of people that have now been displaced along the Gaza Strip.
Thank you very much. The issue of the right of the Palestinians and the right being portrayed that Israel should defend itself is something that is being overflown, even if not overblown. The numbers of casualties remain counting till now. The numbers we had on Saturday and also the records on Sunday, as well that of Monday and even Tuesday, cannot be equated, and we cannot so far assert the exact number so far killed. For instance, on Saturday, we have 1,000 that was reportedly killed by Hamas, and also at the 10th time of the day, we have up to 1,258 being killed by the Israeli forces. So till date, we cannot exactly say, based on only the reported cases, but it is still counting till date.
I agree with you that the numbers largely depend on which medium you're listening to or that you're watching at the time. But what options are currently available as we speak for Gaza, given the blockade on food, water, fuel, and electricity by Israel?
Well, as I've said earlier, it's true that the sources where you obtain your information will determine what will be your reaction. But when you listen from right and left, you have an objective position of what actually transpired. But you know, as each group will try to inflate in an attempt to gain sympathy and also to over-exaggerate, not only mere exaggeration, over-exaggerate to attract the sympathy of the public. But what I think should be more objective enough is when you listen from both sides and from the casualties so far recorded, one can make a presumption that this is the actual number. But still there, as I speak, the number is still counting. Israel has its number being, to me, over-exaggerated because I see the area being attacked is not as congested like that of Gaza.
Mr. Attah, my question wasn't really about whether the numbers are exaggerated or not. My question really was what alternatives are there to get humanitarian help to Gaza, given the blockade that is currently on?
Yeah, thank you very much. There is this humanitarian group or body that are there across board, which for now I can't say precisely who are actually in operation in Gaza or in West Bank or in Israel. But the fact is that when the war is at the peak, it's very hard to actually identify who is there to give an aid. It's only when we have ceasefire, the status quo ante is being reversed. It has that instant we can have those who can give aid. You know, aid are given to those who have suffered and where casualties being recorded. It is after casualty has been recorded that aid can be given. But as it goes now, which they are at the peak of the war, so the bombardment is ongoing. Israel is making its own bombardment, and also the Hamas, they are equally making their attack within their own right and strength. So I don't think for now any humanitarian support can be extended for now. There is fire.
Director, International Institute of Human Heritage, Rasheed Attah, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on the news this